All right, guys, what's up? It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com, and I'm holding a one-of-one PSA 10 Cloud Midgar Mercenary, the only PSA 10 ever graded. There are 32 of these. We just sold it on eBay for $55,000. That's not a fake number. Go to our eBay listing below. You can check out it sold. It's going out to Singapore. Gonna ship out FedEx right now. But I want to talk about this video. Why the market's heading to these newer Magic cards, where the market's going to go with that, how you're going to make some money off it, or maybe not. Maybe you avoid it completely, and how it's going to affect the older vintage card market. All right, guys, enjoy the video. Beautiful card. One of my favorite characters ever, Final Fantasy VII.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit VintageMagic.com.
What's up, guys? It's me, Daniel, with VintageMagic.com, and I am back with a video. I'm going to be doing a little walking. I'm here in New Orleans on some business and family fun, but I want to talk to you about this card. The PSA 10 Cloud Midgar Mercenary. We just sold on eBay for $55,000. Pretty incredible price. It is a one-of-one PSA 10. We posted on Instagram a while back. If you are, by the way, looking to sell any of these high-end collectibles, please contact me. My info is below. Happy to help. We have cash advances, great consignment rates, great white glove delivery service for the seller and the buyer. All right, so let's talk about it real quick. I want to talk about it because the market itself has shifted over the years. Has shifted in the sense that if you think about Magic the Gathering, it used to just be alpha, beta, unlimited, power 9, dual lands, revised duels, same stuff. Artwork, artist proofs, misprints, rarities. Now, Magic, investing and collecting has gone mainstream. That's right, mainstream. We're talking like Final Fantasy cards, you got SpongeBob, you got everything else you can imagine. Every single IP, every Disney IP pretty much is out there now. So why has that happened? Why has Magic shifted into investing, collecting in that realm? Well, I think it's a generational thing. People in our generation recognize other IPs. They have affinities to other games and, you know, Disney characters, or could be Avatar now. I think they have Assassin's Creed even. They have Dungeons and Dragons. They have every single IP you could think of. And eventually the crossover is going to get to pretty much it all at a certain point, right? So everything you can imagine has occurred, but more will happen. Why is Wizards of the Coast printing serialized number cards? Why are they doing that? Well, it's all about money. Investing now is not about, you know, set collecting as it used to be. Back in the day, old days of Magic, story time, you would open those alpha, beta packs, unlimited, try to make a whole set of Magic the Gathering, Arabian Nights, Legends, Antiquities. The olden days of Magic was to invest and collect and enjoy the cards and to play the cards for the game. Now it's the chase, right? Streamers are opening these packs. They are breaking these packs online, on Twitch, on live, whatever, and you could basically sell slots of these rare packs, right? In this case, like Final Fantasy, for example, and you could have pulled a Golden Chocobo that was out of 77, and those sold for around, you know, 35 to 50K. I believe number one sold for like over $100,000. So there's obviously a lot of big money in these newer serialized number cards. I want you to look at some of the other serialized number cards too. We're talking like items that are not quite Golden Chocobo level. It could be just a regular, Other sets have been tested with this, where they have serialized number cards that are out of 500, and you'll notice a significant price jump on those value of cards comparative to non-serialized number cards. And then if you have an iconic playable card that's serialized numbered, you will see tremendous jumps. Now, Wizards has held back on a couple of things. One thing I have noticed is that they do not, hold on, this is fire truck. Hold on a second. All right, fire truck there. One thing Wizards has not done is have a consistent set collecting serialized number set investment thing. Yeah, that's going to happen. I guarantee you, by the day I die, there's going to be, before that obviously, there will be whole entire sets of Magic the Gathering, kind of like Marvel comic cards, that will be serialized. And that will be a thing, 100%. They also have not done consistently playables. And I'm talking about like playables like Swords to Plowshares, like, I don't know, Force of Will, you know, whatever, right? Any of the cards that you see are playable, fetch lands, they have not done serialized number cards of those yet. They will. And when that happens, the prices of some of these are going to be absolutely bonkers. So, why is it a good thing? Well, I think it's a good thing for Magic investing. It shows you that the market has shifted the paradigm. And I also think it's a really good thing because of this. For people that actually invest in older Magic cards, it actually presents an opportunity for them to have customers in that newer Magic realm now buy older cards. Let me explain. When you have people purchase collectibles from the newer cards, and it's a healthy market like the way it is now, what you're doing is you're seeing that those newer players, those newer collectors, are going to be wanting eventually to buy into the old stuff. You're probably asking, well, Dan, no one really cares about the old stuff. Why would you care? Why would they buy sets and, you know, why? Well, they're going to buy Power 9, right? Dual lands, Power 9, key cards, Chaos Sword, those are always going to be around. Maybe Alpha, Beta, right? Arabian Nights even. But why would they even care about like a lot of the weird cards, like in Legends, for example? Like, why would they buy a Moat, right? Or why would they buy a Mana Drain, right? Why would they buy the Dark, like, let's say, Maze of Ith? What's the purpose of all that? They don't really play with them anymore, right? Well, I think it's going to come back to set collecting, nostalgia. It's what makes Magic very unique and special, is set collecting and nostalgia. So just like any other collectible, you always want the origin, the genesis of that collectible, regardless of what era of collecting you're at. That's why I believe there's going to be quite a jump, more than you think, for the older collectibles long term and past my time. Now, people watching this video, you're probably wondering who the hell I am. One of the original collectors, investors of this game, Magic the Gathering. Been doing this for a very long time. And I will tell you that, you know, generations to come, this type of investing is going to come back. Now, here's one area I will warn you on, like collectibles of serialized number cards. My biggest concern, and I don't think Wizards is going to screw this part up, is, for example, like they're going to do like the Lord of the Rings set and make another Lord of the Rings set. Well, are they going to reprint the One Ring again and do a one-of-one version of it? Are they going to do that and screw up people that have invested in that kind of set? Like Post Malone. Post Malone spent, you know, $2.6 million on that One Ring card. Will they do something, do a one-of-one of a different item, or not necessarily the same one? They could easily do that. They could easily reprint a one-of-one or do a similar one-of-one in a different version. But I think that would be destroying their own product. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think what they will do is every single set will have its chase one-of-one or one of 77, like the Golden Chocobo, something unique, right? I think that type of, those cards are going to have value for as a collectible to chase for a long time. My concern is the ones that are just I don't know, kind of blah out of 500, those ones have a lot of volatility. Like, let's say one day they do a set collecting of a particular set. Let's say they made all of the Final Fantasy cards a set. If those cards were all serialized numbers, like out of 500, some of those cards will see growth and value in the beginning. But long term, why would anybody want those cards in the set if they're not good for the game itself? You know, there's no playability for the game. They're not like an iconic figure like Sephiroth, Cloud, you know, the Buster Sword, something unique for that game, right? For example, I don't think those are going to have, you know, long-term value. I do think, though, if the set rarity is really small, we're talking like, you know, like 10 sets in the world or something, I really think those kind of cards will hold value, if not grow in value, because you need them for the set, especially if it's a great iconic set like the Final Fantasy set. So a lot of things are in play here. It's not just the serialized number card is the winning ticket, like a winning recipe for a successful Magic set like this, the new sets. I think it has a lot to do with, you know, the combination of like the selection of what kind of cards there were, the artwork, any type of promotions they do with it. It really has a lot to do with it. I like, for example, they did something like with Avatar or something, some other anime thing, and it was terrible. They did not have a great result. Some other sets were not, you know, there's a lot of sets actually that were not really great in their the Universes Beyond sets, right? These Final Fantasy-ish type of sets. Not everyone gets that type of like interest like Final Fantasy. It's actually, in a way, kind of rare. Like even Spider-Man did pretty well, but I don't think Spider-Man did as well as Final Fantasy. However, you do see that the Soul Stone, that chase card, is not serialized numbered, interesting enough, and it's selling for like 30 grand or more, right? People are saying it could go to like 50 to 100 grand one day. Who knows? So I'm not really sure about that, because if you think about it, if the Soul Stone is not serialized numbered, eventually if they, I don't know, if it finds out to be there's like a lot more Soul Stones out there, then you actually have a bubble that will burst. And I also don't like the fact that the Soul Stone, for example, has multiple different copies of different variations of it. So you have the cheaper version, and then you have the nicer, shiny, special foils ones. That's cool. The problem with that is that it kind of dilutes the value of the better one, in my opinion. Like, if it was just the better Soul Stone and it was serialized numbered, the values would be exponential, right? The growth could be exponential. Especially with it's inevitable, you're gonna have all the other stones printed. You're gonna have to want to collect them all, just like any other collectible. All right, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on this topic of, you know, we just sold that PSA 10 Cloud on eBay. I'll put the link below. It's kind of cool card. But if you have, you know, thoughts on where the new collectible market is, how do you think it's going to help affect and boost up the old Magic market? Do you agree with my thoughts? Do you think I'm wrong? I want you to tell me, talk to me below. I want to hear your thoughts. All right, guys, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey everyone, it's me, Daniel with VintageMagic.com. I want to share with you more about how we handle consignments. So to begin the consignment process, we actually need to start with the consultation service. In this consultation, I will determine what you're looking to do. And generally, consigners usually tell me, hey Dan, I'm looking to sell my items and maximize the value of their collection. After we determine through the consultation, I usually like to do an appraisal process. And an appraisal process in terms of a consignment is more fitted towards authenticity and valuation for current market values. From there, after a contract is crafted and signed, we will then receive the items from you. The reason why our consignment process is very thorough is we also identify cards that could be graded, so then they can maximize higher dollar values. So the payment process is very simple. Once we have sold your items, you'll get an updated ledger, and we will process payment for whatever form of payment you need. As a consigner, you're gonna experience our white glove service. What that means is I'm gonna personally handle your collectibles from beginning to end. And rest assured, the client that purchases your collectibles will also receive the same white glove service. It's a signature service that I really pride myself on in working closely with my clients.
Vintage Magic. Game, collect, invest. For more information about our consulting and professional services, visit vintagemagic.com.